Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Sunday, May the 23rd. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly open and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. So if we look at the weekly, we can see we have just looks like two pairs have not filled the gap. So it looks like the gap fill traders have been paid off. We're starting the opening range for the week. You can see here the opening range for the month. We're 214 pips away from that and 442 pips away for the opening range for the year. Once again, looking at the weekly chart, you can see we're 502 pips above the yearly open. And right now we're right at the weekly daily open. We had an inside bar 2 days ago. So a long trigger, 141.90, let's call it 92, with a short at 141, let's call it double low. So we can look for price to break out of this range. Even though it looks like the past 4 days, the candle bodies have been within this range. So far, we're only 4 hours into the trading day, and the pound's clocking in at 20 pips, but the pound New Zealand's at 101. Probably there must have been some news out of New Zealand. We look at the other pairs, they seem to be leading, except for these in pips. We have the pivot at 141.75. We had a gap down, so it looks like we want to go long. Actually, I'm thinking maybe I'll wait later in the week. There was a trader that used my price travel analyzer, and he found another profitable trade using pivots. So I've incorporated that into the dashboard, and I've given him a copy to test it, and we'll see if everything is set just right. Range too low for rats, as to be expected this time of day. We've already hit the weekly pivot at 141.54. And we've already taken out the monthly pivot, but we still have the daily sitting up here. So pivot trading plan, we get near the pivot, we're short. R1 we want to be short, S1 we want to be long. Looks like we've got a moderately bullish trade. The pivots, once again, we haven't hit today's pivot, but let's just give it time. The weekly's already been touched. And as I said, we took out the monthly, I think the first day of the month. Wick zones, right now we're in the lower wick zone of the previous day's candle. So the breakout to the upside's at 141.53, and the downside, let's call it 141.40. On the ranges, I think we went over the last week's range at the weekly wrap-up, and as you can see, at this point in time of the day, we really haven't moved much, but we will look to see maybe if we can get the range for today somewhere around the 50 percentile, which is 93. On the price action simple chart with the Walmart lines, with the previous hour high-low lines to break with the daily lines to break. You can see we're just crisscrossing the weekly open right here. Haven't really done much of anything with the range of 20. And why is this on M30? That's interesting. As you can see, the last 4 hours haven't really been that great in terms of range. And we can see here we filled that gap. Oh, it was funny. There's somebody trying to promote somebody else's YouTube channel. I thought that was kind of interesting. Actually, somebody wanted to promote my order block indicator. I'm trying to get in touch with them. I guess they have their own website, and I guess somebody else out there created an order block indicator, and I don't know if they want to do a comparison or what, but I would say rather than do my order block, do the lowest high and highest low, and then you can really see some nice movement there. And on the higher low, lower high, you can see here we're just oscillating, but there's still pips to be made on these oscillations. You can see we put some 3 balls in, lower lows, a couple of 2 balls here, making some higher highs. So we'll see which way price really wants to move. As far, I don't think I got any other questions out there in YouTube land or on the Facebook group. And we're coming in that last week of the month, and it's going to be a holiday weekend coming up. So I'm wondering what the price action will be like, say, on Thursday and Friday. Maybe slim to none. With a week from Monday being Memorial Day here in the US of A, and that will be a holiday. Oh, let's see. Just some odds and ends. I was looking at Bitcoin because Bitcoin's kind of taking it on the chin along with a few of the other cryptos, and looking to see maybe there's some buy opportunities. Buy a $500 Bitcoin lottery ticket and see if it goes to 5,000. We'll just have to wait and see. Meaning, I'll buy $500 worth of Bitcoin and let's see if I can, make 10 times my money on the trade. But that's probably a pie in the sky, but you just never know with these cryptos. In fact, I found I was looking for a broker that traded crypto with MT4, and almost all of them don't allow U.S. customers. You have to give them your phone number. I put my phone number in with country code +1, and boom, nope, we don't want you. So if any of you traders know of a good MT4 Forex broker, let me know. I found one. I've got a demo account up, but it's funny because in crypto we've got 2 decimal places. We're dollars and cents. So it kind of threw off a bunch of my indicators. So I'm going to have to go in and do some retro fitting. I've already gotten the dashboard, so it'll work okay with the cryptos. But all the other indicators in the init function, I have to do an update. So that's going to be laborious. But who knows, maybe it'll be worth it. And one of the things that kind of concerns me about cryptos, and truth be told, even Forex too, with the stroke of a pen, the people in the U.S., we could be outlawed. And if you think I'm pie in the sky, look what happened to gold. We were outlawed from owning gold for a while. So, for example, in the state of Oregon, back in the 80s, most of the local bars had these little slot machines. And it said on there for entertainment purposes only. But the locals, the bars knew who the locals were. Well, if you hit the jackpot, they would pay it off. Well, the state decided overnight to make all those machines illegal. And then the state came in with their new lotto and their video poker machines. So it's not a far stretch, for governments to basically take away your freedoms. I know we usually discuss trading, but sometimes you have to look at the bigger picture and things what's happening, because your money's at stake here. And they could literally outlaw Forex. They could say, nope, you're not allowed to do Forex anymore. Would they? I have no clue. But could they? Oh, yes, they could. Not to mention, under the new regime in Washington, D.C., they want to raise the capital gains tax, and they're even talking about putting a transaction tax on traders. So for day traders, that would just be a killer. I mean, every time you buy, sell a stock, there's going to be an extra fee or tax tacked on. It would just crush the little guys. I'm also curious to hear from more traders about placing your bets. There was one trader that asked me on the YouTube channel about what after if you have the first win, should you take a second win? And I tried to explain to him that, I when I run those stats, I'm using daily statistics, so I know what high minus the open is and open minus low. But I don't know how many times prices crisscross the open. So whether or not does it make sense, where maybe price got into the buy zone and it already hit its range, then it came back. It could go back up and extend the range, or it could not go back up and extend the range. So you have to be trading in the moment. And so there's really no rule of thumb other than if your trading plan says you make X dollars and you're done for the day, well then if you've made X dollars, you're done for the day. In fact, I was showing a couple of guys some of my trading indicators earlier today, because in fact they're the reason I was looking at the crypto, because that's what they were trading. And one guy said that he just did what his son told him to, but he really would like to understand a few things. So I showed him what I was doing and explained things about wick zones and range and things of that nature and how they work. Ran a few statistics on Bitcoin. I don't know how many of you guys out there, you guys and boys and girls and non-binary traders, are interested in crypto. Maybe I can do a video on crypto. But anyway, here we have a low touch alert on the pound. So that just about wraps up my 15 minutes here. So I hope you had a fun and safe weekend. And just remember, when you're trading this week, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.